Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This has been a crazy June. You may have seen some of my videos already in which I've shown a number of thrift finds, lots of different types of films that I found during the course of June, and the month isn't over yet, and this last weekend I found a whole load more. So most of these movies that I'm going to be showing you range from the 50 cents to $2 range. There are a couple of exceptions and a couple of big finds that I'll show you at the end. So yeah, let's get on with this. First up is Blue Car. Imprint Films are going to be releasing this one shortly. This is a kind of American Beauty type themed movie. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, based on a young girl who is kind of neglected by her parents but finds some kind of solace and comfort in her English teacher, who's played by David Strathairn. And the relationship perhaps comes a little bit questionable by the sounds of things. So yeah, I will check this one out. Michael Bay's Ambulance. Now, I have seen this before. I must admit I did not fully like this film, but I do think that this film is exceptional in terms of the drone camera shots that Michael Bay achieves through this, which are absolutely superb and quite revolutionary, I think. However, just the film itself, in terms of how it's edited and put together, I didn't enjoy the film overall because of that. But for the camera work, sensational. Our Friend, which was for me a surprising highlight of 2019 when it came out. Dakota Johnson here, together with Jason Segel and Casey Affleck, and I think this was based on a true story. I thought it was going to be quite sort of sickly and sentimental. It's about a lady who's dealing with the diagnosis of cancer, and her best friend, played by Jason Segel, wants to help out the couple. Casey Affleck is the partner here. So yeah, it's a kind of a strange relationship drama, but beautifully played by all three of them. And like I say, I was really surprised at just how much I enjoyed this film. One of my highlights from 2019. Kelly Reichardt. So just in my last haul video I had Certain Women, and now I have this one, Wendy and Lucy, which possibly is my favourite Kelly Reichardt from the films that I've seen of hers so far. Really like the performance in this one from Michelle Williams. Never actually had a copy of the Da Vinci Code, so I thought I'd pick this one up. Just quite a nice addition here. Tom Hanks. And I got this one, Say Nothing. Now, normally speaking, William Baldwin headlining a cast wouldn't be something that would typically attract me to a film, but here we have Nastasia Kinski as well, and this film is directed by Alan Moyle. And Alan Moyle directed Empire Records and Pump Up the Volume and Times Square. So yeah, that just makes me intrigued to see what late day Alan Moyle films are like. This will be a completely different direction for him. This is a sort of sex thriller, but yeah, what is Alan Moyle doing these days? So this will be interesting to see. Next we've got Multiple Sarcasms, and I was attracted to this one because it's got Timothy Hutton and Mira Sorvino and Stockard Channing. So yeah, pretty good cast, but from what I've read so far of the reviews of this, it seems to be a bit of a vanity project for the director, and it doesn't have particularly good reviews, but nonetheless I will give it a try and see what it's like. Next we've got Fist, with Sylvester Stallone. This was made just around the time that he was having success with Rocky, directed by Norman Jewison, about yeah, a trade union fight. So yeah, a long time since I've seen this one. Yes, I did pick up a copy of Catwoman. Actually, I haven't seen this cover before. I've never actually seen the film, but yeah, I must give it a try. I know it has a pretty bad reputation. Next we've got Howl, and this is a tale about the poet Allen Ginsberg, starring James Franco, and John Hamm also features in the cast. Next, a film from director Gela Babluani, 13 Sameti. Not familiar with this one. It does seem to have pretty good reviews, and the director himself, he made this film in 2005 but remade it in 2010 in an American version that the cast included Jason Statham in the remake, and that film was just called 13, but this is the original, 13 Sameti. This one's fully sealed. This is Leslie Nielsen in Spy Hard. Funnily enough, I was just listening to the radio the other day, and I was only half listening, but someone was reminiscing about Leslie Nielsen, and the radio interviewer asked them, is it true that Leslie Nielsen used to always walk around with a fart machine? And the person said yes. Yeah, Leslie Nielsen, always good fun in the Naked Gun movies. Although I must admit, my favourite movie of his possibly is Day of the Animals. If you haven't seen that film, that's a really bizarre one to see Leslie Nielsen in serious mode but getting quite psychotic and ripping off his shirt. Yeah, good movie. And also he was in Forbidden Planet, which is a great classic. Next, this one's unopened as well, Sweet November with Charlize Theron and Keanu Reeves. I have not seen this one before. Next up is this one from director Francois Ozon, Angel. Not familiar with this, but I do enjoy some of Francois Ozon films, including Swimming Pool. This one features in the cast, we've got Sam Neill and Michael Fassbender included in the cast here. Main actress here is Romola Garai. But yeah, don't know this one, I will give it a try. Next, I found this one, Afro Samurai. This is an anime. I think this was a limited series, but this is the sort of director's cut movie edition, if you like. So yeah, Samuel L. Jackson plays the main character in this, or voices the main character, and other voices include Ron Perlman and Kelly Hu. So yeah, not seen this before, I'll give it a watch. Quite a nice little package here. It's a magnetic opening here, and then opens out with some quite nice artwork. Next, we've got the classic Double Indemnity, possibly one of the finest scripts for film noir ever done. Great rat-a-tat dialogue between Fred MacMurray and Barbara Stanwyck. So enjoyable, directed by Billy Wilder. Fantastic movie. You can get this in the Criterion collection. But this looks like a perfectly decent DVD with lots of extra features on it as well. On Blu-ray, Reds 2. I didn't fully love Reds, but this has got a pretty impressive cast, including Bruce Willis and Anthony Hopkins, Helen Mirren, a whole load of others. Yeah, nowadays I think when we can no longer unfortunately get Bruce Willis in a film, it makes you kind of want to go back to some of the earlier ones when he was still able to give a performance. So yeah, I'll give this one a try. Frailty, and this is directed by and starring Bill Paxton along with Matthew McConaughey, a horror thriller that he did a few years back in 2001. Lady in the Water, M. Night Shyamalan movie with Paul Giamatti and Bryce Dallas Howard. Now I must admit I couldn't stand this when I first saw it, but let's see if time has made any difference to that and whether I'll enjoy it on a rewatch. Next up is Sphere, a long time since I've seen this. This is a Michael Crichton adaptation, an underwater sort of thriller, spacecraft thriller, with Samuel L. Jackson and Sharon Stone and Dustin Hoffman. What have I done? Mamma Mia. I've been speaking to a couple of people lately who have kept hounding me to watch this. I've put it off long enough, but I now have a copy, only 50 cents, so okay, I'll give it a try. And this film Control, which came out in 2007, we've got the late Ray Liotta in this, and Willem Dafoe and Michelle Rodriguez, directed by Tim Hunter, who did the film River's Edge, which was very good. So yeah, this one could be interesting. On the Blu-ray side, we've got Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. Now, good friend to the channel, if you like, Solitary Ronin Films just put up a video the other day about a couple of Kevin Bacon films, and he asked the interesting question about whether you like your bacon light or dark. So yeah, this is a dark side bacon, but yeah, what are your preferences on Kevin Bacon? Do you prefer him on the light side or the dark side? I quite like some of the dark ones. I like the movie The River Wild. I think his performance is great in that. But yeah, go to Solitary Ronin Films and look at the films that he talks about there. Shakespeare in Love, never actually had a copy of this in my collection. I know this one's kind of fallen out of favour over the years, a lot of people grumbling about the fact that this one won the Oscars over other films, but yeah, nonetheless I'd like to see it again, so I haven't seen it since I saw it at the cinema. And then the Clint Eastwood directed Richard Jewell. I really like this one. With a great performance here from Paul Walter Hauser. Yeah, true life story. Very, very interesting and well made by Clint. Dragonfly, this one stars Kevin Costner. It's a sort of supernatural mystery thriller directed by Tom Shadyac. Not a great movie as I recall, but nonetheless I'd like to see it again. This is a limited series, Sidney Sheldon's Master of the Game. Things like this I just kind of like to pick up nowadays because of some of these cast members you just don't see around so much anymore. So we've got Diane Cannon here, and Sherry Lungi, and Ian Charlson, who was in Chariots of Fire, and Harry Hamlin from Clash of the Titans. So yeah, all these kind of cast members are not so much talked about these days, so it's quite nice to get films that feature them. The Book of Eli, starring Denzel Washington and directed by the Hughes brothers. This one's still sealed. Haven't seen this since the cinema either. Major League with Tom Berenger and Charlie Sheen and Corbin Burnson. Also still sealed, 42 with Chadwick Boseman as Jackie Robinson. And nice to find this one as well, still sealed. 45 Years. This one is available in the Criterion collection. But yeah, lovely drama this with Charlotte Rampling and Tom Courtenay. And going back a bit here, we've got Ian McKellen and a quite young looking Judi Dench here in a Trevor Nunn adaptation of Macbeth. This one was filmed on stage in 1979. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see this version. Obviously lots of stage and film adaptations of Macbeth over the years. This one's still sealed. I haven't watched this before. The Bucket List with Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson, directed by Rob Reiner. Next up, we've got Paul Feig's Bridesmaids. I've never actually had this in the collection, but I do enjoy this one. There's some good laughs to be had in this. Although they shouldn't be putting bridesmaids on two lines like that. Brides, it should then have an apostrophe, surely, so it should be one word. But anyway, Bridesmaids. And then this one's still sealed as well, but yeah, the Baz Luhrmann film Australia. Haven't seen this for a long time either. I remember it not being fully successful, but still having some very large scope, impressive scenes. Okay, so that's it for the movies, with two exceptions. Firstly, we've got a TV box set that I found, and this was quite an amazing find. I've only ever watched episodes of this sort of randomly over the years, so I've only really seen a few episodes. I've never seen the whole thing at all. But here we have the full CSI, all 15 seasons of it, so hundreds of hours here. But yeah, so the original CSI series that had William Peterson, so not any of the offshoot series. But yeah, all 15 seasons here. Quite an incredible thing to find. So I did pay $20 for this, but that's quite a bargain price, I would say, for the complete collection, and all the discs are absolutely in mint condition. So yeah, a couple of episodes in this season. These seasons were directed by Quentin Tarantino and William Friedkin. But yeah, lots here to explore, so I shall go through this at some stage. And then finally, and quite extraordinarily, when I was in a Value Village, I'd look through the DVDs, and then there's always a record section there, and then every now and again there might be a sort of scrappy looking Laserdisc that's been shoved in between some of the old records there. And lo and behold, I had quite an extraordinary find in this one. I have found this, which is John Wayne's The Alamo. This is a box set edition, and what's extraordinary about this great edition is that this is the complete 22 minute, so 3 hours 22 minute version, which is not available on DVD nor Blu-ray. So when this film was originally released, it was 2 hours 40 minutes, and yeah, the studios weren't too happy with the length of the film and all the budgetary overruns on the film. This was a big project for John Wayne, who put a lot of his own sort of personal finances into this. And for many years it was thought that the cut footage had been lost, and then it was found round about the end of the 70s in Toronto, and so from that they were able to it was like 70mm print, and they were able to do the restoration, and on LaserDisc and VHS they were able to release this full 3-hour 22-minute version. But as I understand it, following the release of this, that footage was not stored correctly and has deteriorated, and so I think it's for that reason that you have not seen that full edition on DVD nor Blu-ray. So I don't think that's ever going to actually happen from the sounds of things. So quite an extraordinary thing to find the Alamo. I mean, I don't know if it's hugely rare amongst Laserdisc collectors. I can see it on eBay, but for varying prices. I certainly paid cheaper than what you can pay on eBay. But yeah, really pleased to find this, and I certainly look forward to checking it out and seeing the additional, so it's an additional sort of 40-45 minutes of footage. This one had a huge battle sequence at the end of it involving sort of 7,000 extras. So yeah, this one should be quite a impressive film to watch. You know, it is one that's not without its problems. I mean, John Wayne directed this, but like I say, it was a big passion project for him, and certainly a significant film in film history. So I'm really pleased to find this. Okay, so that wraps things up for another haul video. Please let me know in the comments whether you like these movies or have seen them. Any thoughts or comments on them. Please like and subscribe. Please check out my other videos, which are also haul videos, but also videos where I talk about specific movies or some short reviews as well of recent watches. So yeah, please come back for more. Hit that like and subscribe button, all that kind of groovy stuff. Hopefully I'll see you again. All the best. Bye-bye.